Hey guys, Thorny here. We got a question the other day on the Facebook fan page asking us how we make the characters in GarageBand talk. So I'm just going to give you a really super quick and basic peek at how what we call lip sync works when you're animating in Flash. So I'll just show you a scene that we've already animated and you've probably already seen on the show. And I'll just break it down, show you all the parts of it, show you what works and how we actually accomplish the illusion that the characters are talking. So here's a scene that you've probably all seen before. It's from episode 8, All You Need Is Cake. I think it's episode number 8. And it's just Corey lying on the stage, and this is what he says.
My brain feels like maybe TV will help.
Yep, TV will always help. So in this shot, like I said, we've got Corey lying on the stage. He's got a simple line of dialogue. Every Flash scene is the same. It's all laid out the same. We've got a stage, a big working area called the stage. There's, that's it, pretty basic. We have a field guide that shows you, helps the animator to make sure all of the animation and everything takes place in an area that the audience can see it. If it's outside of this box, no one's going to see it on the TV. The pink area is everything that is seen on a widescreen, wide format TV. Everything inside this green box is the stuff that's set up for the older 4:3 aspect ratio, which is still broadcast in some regions around the world. So we have to make sure that we contain most of the important action inside that area so that everybody gets to see all the awesome GarageBandness. We do something called a Leica, or an animatic, and that's included in the scene, and that's just the storyboard panels with the audio in it. So that's this scene just as Leica is 4 drawings just to give you the idea of what's supposed to happen. So here it is.
My brain feels like maybe TV will help.
So as I said, this is all taking place on a timeline. Timeline is number of frames. We see video, or we see images at 24 frames a second. So that little number here is 24 frames a second. That's what's going on. We've got 91 frames, and you quickly do the math, and that is, it's a cheat. You just look here at the number. 3.8 seconds. So this scene is 3.8 seconds long. We have the audio down here at the bottom. And the animator can scrub it with their pen.
My brain feels like
It's always fun for a laugh, eh? Anyways, so on top of all of this, we drop the actual animated scene. And that scene is a big symbol, a Flash symbol that you can go inside and you can see again. It's a whole bunch of different levels. We've got the stage, and we've got Corey, and inside, and the audio again, and inside Corey, if we click on that, we go inside, we see there's a whole other set of layers on a whole other timeline. It's 91 frames. There's a little bit of extra stuff on the end, but 91 frames is all that's going to be seen on the main stage. And in this, you can see we've got his shoe, the shoe that goes flying. If I go over here, you can see this layer right here is his shoe. If I turn that off, you can't see it. So there's his shoe flying. So it's a whole bunch of things. And then you can see, like, there's his head, and inside his head, that's where the dialogue takes place, because his mouth is in his head. But it's really tricky to animate upside down. Good thing is, in Flash with symbols, you don't need to work upside down. The guy doesn't need to turn his computer upside down to draw it. He can just work inside the head. So you would do that, or she would do that, by going to the head symbol, the composite symbol of Corey for this scene, and that's over here in the library. I click it, there you go, you can see here he is.
my brain feels like maybe TV will help.
Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. They would go in, animate the head. Once the lip sync is all done in the head, then you can put the head where it needs to be on the stage for the actual scene. So you can see we've got all the different layers here. We got cheek, tongue, mouth, nose, all the different parts. If we click on the mouth and go inside the mouth, go in even further, there's another 91 frames of dialogue. 91 frames of dialogue. We got the audio track, and here's the mouth, all the different mouth positions. And zoom in close, and you can see that.
My brain feels like
You'll notice that he's not doing the animated in this inside the mouth chart, and that's because the weird tongue, spitty cheek thing isn't part of a standard mouth chart. So that's done in the animation. But what's a mouth chart? Good question. Inside the mouth of Corey, you'll notice that, or on the timeline here, you'll notice that in frames 1 and 2, Corey's mouth is closed. In frames 3 and 4, his mouth is open this much. In frame 5, it's open that much. So he's going my. He's closing it again for the word brain. Brain. Then he's going feels. If the animator had to draw that in every single scene, it would take forever. They wouldn't be able to get the amount of footage done that they need to do. So in Flash, we build mouth charts. So if I click on his mouth, double click on his mouth and go inside, you can see we have all of these mouth positions. There are nearly 200. We've got 195. I have no idea what that is. We've got well over 190 mouth charts, mouth positions. We've got happy big, happy small, sad big, sad small, sad with curvy teeth, sad with normal teeth, sad with a bean mouth, normal, happy with a bean, big, happy bean, normal, and it goes on and on and on. We got curvy teeth, and then other specialty ones that come up for different positions. You can see that they don't really fit on the head properly. That's because they probably go with a different head shape. So, if with 200 different mouth positions, you think you can make any word you wanted. Actually, you can make any word you want with only, we use 13 for this character. We've got 13 different mouth positions. We'll just look at the happy big, for example. We've got all of these in 13 frames, all of those different positions. It doesn't really look like much, but you can get any sort of phonetic sound you need that your mouth would make. You got that. It's really weird. So what it looks like he's saying a word, and the word is kind of a made-up word. It's meowful. That's kind of the way it goes. It's like meow, like what a cat says, and full, F-U-L. So meow full. And with that, you can use those positions, make any word you want. You can get your S's, your N's, your T's, your P's, everything that your mouth can make, we can get with those positions. So we go back out to, let's see, I think for the scene we're looking at sad small, for my brain feels like. So it's probably the mouths that are in the 40 to 52 range in here. We go back out to the lip sync and you can see that mouth, if we go down here, that's 40. And then as he starts to open it, that's number 44. You could change it to, the animator could change it to like 48 and see what it is, but that's not quite right. That didn't work at all. So you would go back and change that to 44. You can see, so listening to the audio, it's my brain feels like, then they just put a placeholder in, that's 45, just a placeholder for the, and then back out to the other. Maybe TV will help. But you can see the closed mouth is being used for the P in help, but it's also the M for maybe, and it's the B for maybe, so maybe TV will help. I can see you can use the same drawing for a bunch of different things. Saves the animator a ton of time and not having to draw the mouth for every single word. But they also have to remember what all the different positions are. And believe me, after you've been animating for as long as these guys have been animating, they just know. You just know that Corey's mouth 40 is going to be the small sad mouth. So back to the that was animated custom. When we get to that, that's in frame 33. We've got a cheek and a tongue, and probably another cheek in there somewhere. Yeah, you can see they've turned off the level with Corey's mouth. We've got Corey's cheeks on the bottom, Corey's cheeks on the top. So here's the top cheek on and off, bottom cheek on and off. And inside the cheek, there are two positions so that it looks like it vibrates. So that little symbol of Corey's cheek is just moving along here for that many frames. Just And then when that noise is finished, it gets turned off, goes right back to the regular mouth for the rest of the line.
Maybe TV will help. My brain feels like maybe TV will help.
So then the head is just positioned on Corey in the position we needed to be for the scene, but the animator could have moved it wherever he wanted. Right? It's the same deal.
My brain feels like
Just put that back to where it was so you can see. So I hope that wasn't too rambling or too confusing, but essentially we've already drawn all the different mouth positions you can possibly use, and all those 200 positions are done for all the different characters in all the different angles. You know, for a profile head, there's the cutaway mouths out of the face, there's the on the side of the face, there's just an awful lot of drawing that goes on in advance the animators get to use over and over again. So I hope that explains some of it and doesn't confuse the heck out of you. Thanks for watching.